and it's going to be okay. I'm praying about it, and I know that it's going to be okay. But I'm going to go the extra steps to do extra things. And therapy was one of the things that's on my list to do. So it's better. You know, my days are definitely better. Me and Ace talk. You know, he comes pick the kids up, do stuff with the kids. Like, it's still, there's no beef there, but it's still very much like, all right, we separated, and you know, it's kind of still in the air about what's gonna happen, what we're gonna do. But we definitely talk, we definitely keep it together for the kiddos. Meditation is something that I really didn't even think I was capable of, because I was like, it's too much time to just be sitting still. Like, not that I just needed to be busy or had stuff to be doing. I just, at first, when I first started meditating, I was like, it's pretty boring. But that's because I tried to bite off a big chunk. I was like, I'm going to meditate for 30 minutes. It's like, hold on now. You got a baby step. So my 5 minutes eventually turned into 10 minutes, eventually turned into 15 minutes, to where I'm like, I feel free, like, after I meditate. You know, I feel free, I feel connected, I really do feel grounded, and I just feel good about myself. If you're like me and going through a separation, or really just going through some difficult times in your life, just know that, yeah, we really all in this together. Some of us are walking similar journeys, y'all. We all just trying to figure it out. That's really what it boiled down to. Ain't nobody perfect. We are trying to figure it out. Tap in with yourself, do the self-work, so that whatever you bring back to whatever relationship, friendship, any relationship, just make sure that you coming back healed and whole. Even if you're not fully healed or fully whole, make sure you are healing, or you're open and you're aware of what you're doing. But just, we not perfect, y'all. We all in this together. And it is going to be okay. It's not the end of the world, although it might seem like it. Just try to plant your feet and kind of just be still in the noise. When the noise is going on, when all the chaos start happening, plant your feet, kind of ground yourself, root yourself into whatever it is that you're into, and I promise you'll be okay. No, I promise we'll be okay, because today is a good day for me. I might wake up and be watching this video tomorrow and be like, you're right, Portia, it's gonna be okay, it's just today. Just when you have a day, just know that it's a day. When you have a moment, just know that it's a moment. It's a bad moment, it's not a bad life. Yeah, this how I be looking when I'm writing. One, is cold in the house. If you're new here, thank you for coming. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you are returning, thank you for coming back. Yeah, I know the vibes. But what I'm going to do, my fro is not froing like it's supposed to. So she's going to be giving you this. Anyway. Okay, maybe not. I do look stupid with this on. So y'all just going to have to see Journey doing what she do. Anyway, I'm going to read a few things from a couple of more pages of the book, and I want to share a journal entry with y'all, if that's okay. Kind of share some of the stuff with y'all that I have noticed about myself, just about being married, going through separation, like all of that stuff. So initially I was a mess. I spent a lot of days balled up right here in this bed crying. I didn't really have a lot of energy. I have energy to get up, take the kids to school, come right back home, lay down. Then go back and pick them up from school, and then, be mommy as best as I could. But I wasn't, I cried a lot, like every single day. Even when I would go to work, this was back, like in July. When I would go, I would be sitting at my desk crying, or I just had a bunch of emotions that I've never experienced before. And it was a lot, it was a lot. I allowed myself to feel those emotions though. So when I wanted to cry, I cried. When I was sad when I was angry. I allowed myself to be angry. But I did pull the girls to the side, because these big kids, they're not toddlers. They know what's going on. without telling them too much, but I did have to just keep it a bug, like, hey, dad's moving out. This is what's about to take place in our lives. Some days mama might look real sad, or some days I might be extra snappy. I'm apologizing in advance. However, that doesn't mean I'm just gonna go through the days like that's gonna be my crutch or that's gonna be my excuse. But those emotions came up whenever they wanted to, you know, like the raw emotions, the crying, the anger, like all of that. I might send Ace a text message, you know. All of those are things that I haven't, that I had never experienced before. So just really trying to navigate through the emotions. And then once you get up out your feelings, then you start to, reevaluate a lot of things. I always start with you. I started with me. What am I contributing to the relationship, you know? And we both got our stuff. Like, we both got our stuff, and we both got real heavy stuff. So I allow myself to feel all of those emotions. Make sure I checked in with myself, talk to the girls. I'm gentle with myself. If I make a mistake or if I'm like a little more snappy than I should have been, I'm like, Portia, you going through something that you've never been through before. So this is what that looks like. Now, this is what you can do to prevent another outburst or to prevent. But as the raw emotions come, that's literally how they come. I'm just making sure I do the self-work to be able, because you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be aware. So once I'm aware of something, I'm like, oh, okay, that's what that is. If you do this too much, it can make you, go down this really dark path. That's not where I'm trying to go. I'm really just trying to heal and extract the lesson out of what's going on. So my journal entry, this was from August. It says, my heart has awakened to a new type of love. Even from the day I got engaged, the feeling is different. I'm hopeful that we can at least try to reconcile one last time a healthy way, but the time and space apart could reset us or release us. I want to give things one last try. I'm praying for self-discipline and God to keep me still. Last month wasn't the best for me, but I must focus on the positive. God has showed up for me in a way. I trust him. And I'm stepping into a new chapter of my life. I release all of my fears, limitations, and beliefs that no longer serve me. I simply must begin by believing it. I stop worrying about what could be. Although I know what I want, if it's not God's will, then I pray that he has his will. Like I pray like that. I really got that from my grandmother, baby sister. She'd be like, I know what I want. But if it doesn't line up with your will, then I'm okay with not taking it. And that's where I really am, Oh, this ain't Princess. One thing about Ain't Princess, y'all, she gonna pull up. Fat Daddy! Hey, Eli! Oh, Kenny gonna be so mad. Hey, Fat Daddy!
I just woke up.
Hi. Oh. Okay, I'm back. Ain't Princess and the baby stopped by. Ain't Princess will pull up, baby, anytime. Y'all talking about who been like really like my rider? I've had a few shoulders to cry on, but I'm talking about like get up in the bed with you when you crying, or pick up when your energy off. Hey niece, I'm just calling to check on you. You seem a little weird today. I'm gonna pull up on you. You in here crying, I'm gonna come sit right here and beside you, and we gonna cry together. Or Ain't Princess has just been like the most hands-on for me through all of the stuff that I've been going through in my life. Ain't Princess is so amazing. I just want to kind of give you some of my tips. I've been journaling a whole lot, and it's helped me. It's helped me to dump. It's helped me to, like even now, we in October, and I'm going back looking at my August journal entries, and I'm like, oh, Lord, you really did come through that. It was just real subtle. Like you came through, but it was like, I'm going to shimmy on through here and help you out, sis. So I'm going to read 2 things that I wrote down in the month of August. In the next month, I would like to bring more awareness into my life. I would like to lead with love and grace and be a light to those around me. And in true Portia fashion, Obviously, I'm gonna keep a G when I encounter some sucker stuff. But I never give up on love, give up on any of that. Like, that is the dopest stuff in the world to me, to have a partner, a companion, a love, like a spouse, whoever is in your life, whoever is your person. That's the dopest feeling in the world. Like, it's about to be cuffing season. Like, nobody want to be alone and all of that. So I know what I've put out there is coming back to me. Like, I already know that. I already know that is how my life will be. Okay, I'm gonna read 2 pieces from y'all. From the top of my book is like Ratchet Life. The lower ending parts of my book is like, okay, we see she's wising up. Okay. I heard from him around that same month. His wife, with whom he had 3 other children with, contacted me to let me know that he would no longer be returning to me and my bastard child. The childish games started from there. She would accidentally call me while they were having sex, call me while he was bad-mouthing me. She would call me while he was bad-mouthing me so that I could hear the things that he was saying. The list goes on. This is one of the times in my life where I was very cold-hearted, so those things didn't bother me. I would just hang up the phone, and eventually I blocked both of their numbers. The things I had been through had caused me to put up a wall. I didn't feel anything. I didn't care about anything or anybody, and I wasn't afraid to speak my mind. That passive, sweet, innocent girl was slowly dying, and I was trying to save her. For the first 3 months of being a mother to a toddler and a new mom to my newborn, I didn't work. I received federal aid, and I had an application on file to receive public housing when my name came up on the list. My mother prayed over my children and I daily. Her prayers weren't the cute 2-minute prayers. She would lay face down on the floor asking God to cover her family. I'm talking about my mother, Deshawn, in this part. My grandmother would prepare Thanksgiving-style meals on random days. She didn't have to cook, but she did love feeding her family. So when Kennedy and my grandmother on my mom's side, baby sister, are really, really, really close. And you'll see why in the book. Nah, I hate that. I can't read it all and tell y'all everything. But just know that my grandmother is Kennedy's favorite person on the planet. Okay, that is it for the ratchet portion. Let me scroll down here to some of the other things. Okay, so the fact was this. My life was taking a shift, and in order to keep moving forward, I had to feel every single emotion. I needed to feel it. I needed to identify what it was, spend time figuring out why it was a trigger for me, then continue down my healing journey. I could not fumble this opportunity to see myself, because with self-reflection comes growth and newness. My soul needed to feel that. For me, I spent hours balled up under my covers, soaking my pillow with tears. After a full night of that, I had to pull it together for the kids. The following morning, like clockwork, I cried. I felt a range of things, but most importantly, I felt misunderstood. I felt myself snapping at work, and I just started to feel heavy. My personal issues were always at the forefront. So that's a portion of me kind of talking about when things got hectic in my life, what I talked about at the top of this video. And that's all today for Portia's reading random things from her book. I'm going to share the title with y'all soon as I stop changing it, because I keep going through different titles and they all fit the book, but I'll figure one out and we'll see. I appreciate y'all for taking the time to listen, watch, just, share my story, share my journey with y'all. I try to share it in real time as much as I can and as much as I feel comfortable with. But at the end of the day, I want to leave with this. I know I'm going to be okay.